Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the preview show. Here we are, Adam and myself. Ryan is busy working this week. And yeah, welcome to the preview show. Sorry?
He's in the chat.
He is in the chat. Is he in the chat? Lovely. I haven't currently got the chat window ready for me. But yes. Good. Glad Ryan is in the chat. How's your week been, Adam?
It's been a little bit sick, if I'm honest. Yeah, I've been a bit cold and full of snot and horrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, apart from that, it's alright.
Apart from that, lovely.
Yeah, apart from that, I'm beginning to feel better now. It wasn't the other thing, so I have been testing all week.
Yes.
It hasn't turned itself into that, which is always good.
Yes, always a bonus.
Yeah, just a bit of a cold this week. What about yourself?
I've had a good week. I've had a busy week. I can't seem to see the chat, so you might need to assist me with the chat, as it's saying that I'm unable to connect to the chat despite being in charge of the stream. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it wouldn't be us if there wasn't some sort of technical issues on board. But there we go. So I'll let you update me on chats and who's around while we go through. But we'll start with some roundups, shall we?
Yes.
So we were South African Open last week, and winner Daniel van Tonder.
Yeah. Did you watch any of it?
I watched some of it. Yes, I did watch. I watched some of it on Saturday. It was really weird because it seemed like it just kept being out of sync from when I thought it was going to be. If that made sense.
Yeah. I was exactly the same. I was like, I sort of settled to watch it.
Yeah.
The time I thought it was going to be on, and I was like, oh, it either finished or hadn't started, or
yeah.
And then I was like missing the highlights a bit later on, so I only caught really bits and pieces of it, to be honest.
Yeah. So it was. I'd say good win for.
Impressive trophy though, isn't it?
It is a cool trophy. Yeah, definitely.
That's been added to over the years. That's a lot of history on there.
It's pretty old, isn't it? And again, it would have been such a cool way to start the DP World. You know, everything they had planned for that. It would have been a great way to start it. But you know, wasn't to be. So we move on. And again, this week's event has been cancelled. Hence why we're going to be focusing on the PGA Tour. So we run, for anybody that is new here, we run a fantasy golf every single week. It's completely free to enter. We'll explain later on how you can enter for this week, but we need to round up who played last week. And we had a reduced entry last week. Lots of people kind of busy and whatnot, but a fairly familiar name at the top of the leaderboard, James Wade, correctly picking Daniel van Tonder. Congratulations, sir. 272 points with that 250 point bonus for winning. Fantastic. So good.
Great show.
We also had go on, continue.
Did you just want to highlight who won out of us three? Because it doesn't happen very often, and I'd like it highlighted and put in the minute.
Yes,
please.
yes, it will be minuted. I'm just going to give Julian and Kieran their little moment in the sun because they were second and third, obviously picking up some good points. But yes, Adam is correct on the PGA Life 365 leaderboard. Adam was the winner this week with 10.20 points, smashing my 9.55 points, and Ryan there away down at 4.30 points, and that doesn't really change things too much at the top of the leaderboard, other than it just kind of extends me a little further away from Ryan, and you get a little closer to Ryan. And again, what it all boils down to is I've managed to pick a winner this year, and you guys haven't yet managed to select a winner, and so it's just really that 250 point bonus that I'm sitting clear of you, and I'm only 150 ahead of Ryan, so obviously lots and lots can change. But if we cut across to the overall leaderboard, and James Wade just extended his lead at the top. He's averaged 130 points a week, Adam.
Yes, just having a look down here, and Stephen Phillips is in the chat.
Excellent.
Saying that his picks have not been counted. He had a second place and a mid-table. So
okay.
Ryan says he'll be on that, so I'm sure it'll get updated, and we'll put your scores up on social media.
Yes, I know Ryan's been super busy with work this week, so it's always a bit difficult. If he's not there to enter stuff into the spreadsheet straight away, it's easy for stuff to get missed, which is why it's always super important that you get it in the comments in here in the YouTube video so that we can get the points away. So let's just have a quick look through the rest of the viewers leaderboard. So we've obviously got 18 names on there, some people having played more weeks than others. Chris Manbridge still obviously having only played 3 weeks. He is 535 points, so he is sitting there in where are we, in 10th place at the moment. But mostly our regular players, 8-9 weeks. Richard Hodge in 2nd, James Peck in 3rd place, which he'll be pretty happy with. He's been a regular picker in this new season. Mark McLaughlin, and then Daddy Trett in 5th place, Adam. He's been a regular, consistent picker, isn't he? He's been doing fantastically well this year. So before we go any further, Adam, anything further in the chat? Because I still can't see anything.
No, nothing further in the chat, but I've got something for the whole fantasy thing, and it's downstairs. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. Right. Okay. Let me hold the line while Adam go. I don't even know what he's getting, so it's super exciting for me. So we've got, obviously, this week we're going to be talking about the QBE shootout. Now there are only 12 pairs in the field, so it's quite a reduced, limited field that we're going to be focusing on. So for this week only, you're only going to be able to pick up to 2 pairs rather than your usual 4 players. So Adam, what you got for us?
Okay, so Augusta National has a green jacket.
Yes, they do.
And now, so do we.
Oh, lovely.
So, sponsored by the logo.
Oh, yes.
We have a green jacket t-shirt that is going to go to Kieran.
Yes.
What we're going to do first is actually have him sign the side.
Yes.
Put a comment on it.
Yeah.
Have a picture taken with it. And then when the next winner comes out,
yes,
send it on. Keep putting your comments on the t-shirt. We're going to send it hopefully to a few different places.
Yes.
And you can have your picture taken with the green jacket t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then put your comment on it, and then keep it going around to everybody that plays.
Sounds. I love it. I love the idea of that. I love to like put the comment on it, and not necessarily till the next person receives it do we know what someone's written. And how it goes around. That is super cool. I like that. Big fan of that. So before we go any further, we have to sort of have a quick thank you to Cutter Golf, who helped support the previous show, helped support a lot of the stuff that we do down at the channel. The Cutter Wedge, we have one on the wall behind us. It's a fairly unique product. A lot of people won't have heard about it. So here's a little taster of what you could expect if you managed to try out one of the Cutter Wedges.
Had a toe that had a V shape like this. Why isn't there a club that has a V shape to it? After all my research, couldn't find anything. So that was my literal aha moment, said, I'm gonna make one.
Just how much face there is.
Yeah. We're talking more perimeter weighting, trying to keep it as square as possible for as long as possible through a multitude of different lines that you're going to hit this club from.
It's so easy to hit. It goes exactly where you point it. No kidding.
Audio and cutter.
Yes, I know. I muted the wrong button, guys. I do apologise that you got the first half of that Cutter advert without any audio, but we sorted it out. For the second half, I always mute our mic so you don't hear us coughing and spluttering while we're running the advert, but I muted their audio because, I was so excited that I am now back in the chat, Adam, that I'd muted the wrong button. Anyway, we're back. The Cutter Wedge is... I'm sold on it, completely sold on it. It's in my bag. It's going to stay in my bag for a long, long time. And yeah, it's one of those things, definitely, if you get the opportunity to get your hands on one and try one out, definitely recommend it. So let's talk about the fantasy golf for anybody that's new in the chat. How do they play? So Adam, do you want to give us a brief synopsis of how we play the fantasy golf?
So you get 100 points. So you can spread that over a maximum of 4 players. You can spread it in whatever denominations you want. You'll get, obviously, whatever the betting is when we send it out, you'll get that. By however many points you put on it, they'll get times 3 from that point. If they win, you get 250 points bonus. Obviously, from that point onwards, they've got to get in the top 50 for you to get some points, and then we start getting more and more points. The higher up they climb up that leaderboard. Obviously, if you pick somebody that's quite high odds, and you get lucky that they get up there, then you take that chance, or do you go somebody at the top of that leaderboard and just hope they get the victory?
Yes, it's one of those ways where, and that's the lovely beauty of the balance of it, is do you take that risk? Do you try and bank someone that wins, and then they're not going to get you many points if they don't win? And that's, that's the risk that you take, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. And obviously, if anybody misses the cut, then you are going to start to lose points. Obviously, the more people you bet on, the more points you lose. But it's one of those that, like, you always run that risk, don't you?
Always.
You pick somebody really good and in form,
and
then they miss the cut. Then maybe you've banked all your points on them at that point, and then
just seems to happen to us every week, doesn't it?
Don't ever pick what I pick.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. If you see Adam's picks, then you steer well clear.
Yeah, definitely.
And to be honest, steer well clear of most of our picks. It's not the best track record. So, talk us about the golf course, Adam. Do you know much about the course this week? Have you had a chance to have a look?
I haven't had a great deal of look, but it's normally like a bit of a birdie fest around there. It's sort of a traditional, what I'd class as American golf.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yes. So
very American look to it.
Yeah, definitely. So it's Naples, Florida. It's
it's across there, is it?
Yeah, it says Churicon Gold Course, I think it's called, something like that. I've got some pictures up on the screen. It is, very resorty, very water, but strategic bunkers. Going to be, that usual. Sorry?
West coast of Florida?
Yes.
Far side,
yes, it is. And obviously Naples, there's a lot of players that live in that area, so it's going to be quite sort of a hometown event for a lot of people. And a lot of people, when you come to the betting, that play in this event every single year, they've supported it. They've been through. They've been through the years, and it's quite an interesting format, isn't it? Having a pairs event, we don't have too many of those generally.
No, it's that sort of, like, they class it as silly season, don't they? So, like, you get all your different events this time of year, and people just out there to enjoy themselves and have fun. And often when you see them like that, they sort of freewheel a bit easier, and actually,
correct.
You see some really low scoring over the last few years, definitely. So we shall see how they go. It's a very shortened field this week, so. Do you go all in? The all-in club might be back this week, or do you hedge your bets and go 50-50?
You're sitting on some fences, So as we've said, we're only allowing up to 2 pairs to be picked. So what we do now, if you're new, we're going to put the betting on the screen, so you guys can then, in the chat, put your picks in. Adam, do you want to go through your picks while I just put this betting on the screen so people can see?
Yeah. So, over the last few years, this pair have won this 3 times.
Oh, my goodness. Research.
I'm going with Harris English and Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, solid.
Better ball, single, it's just one of those things. They're both going to be very solid. Obviously, English has played the Ryder Cup this year off the back of that. And then I'm going with the Aussie pairing of Jason Day.
Are you? Mark. Excellent. Yes, like that pick. I like those. But then, as I say, every single week I like your picks, and we generally don't do very well.
But 13-2 and 8-1, they're going to need to do something.
They are going to need. You're going to need, I think, one of those pairs to win, aren't you? That's what we're banking on this week. We've got 12 pairs, and we're hoping that we see some winners. So I'm going to go for Max Homa and the Kevin Kisner combination. Max Homa's done well for me in the past. Kevin Kisner, solid player, isn't he? And I'm also going to go for Brian Harman and Hudson Swafford. So again, potentially a future Ryder Cup pairing. Those sort of players that they play well week in, week out on tour, but haven't quite hit the highlights yet. So it could be, it's one of those things where, you know, if they dovetail really nicely and they go well, then, you know, they could go super low, as they all can. Of course, they're all great players. So they've all got the ability to go low.
Dad's in.
Dad's in, is he?
Gone. All in.
Oh,
Day and Leishman.
nice.
After he heard me say it as well.
Whoa. Amazing.
Ooh.
That's just like, you must be feeling so much better about life right now, Adam.
Yeah.
You know, if
poor
you're-
Dad's, going to ring me up on Saturday afternoon shouting at me.
How have they missed the cut in a 12-player field?
Been DQ'd. Stephen Phillips is in 100 on Connors and McDowell.
Nice. No, I'd love to see Graham McDowell get back into sort of winning form. He's, you know, obviously he played well. He's had some form, you know, in recent weeks. It is coming back a bit, isn't it? So, yeah, hopefully he can get it done. Have you got Ryan's pick there with you? Can you access that?
Yes. So Ryan's gone for Homer and Kisner.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he's gone for Pulse and.
Of course he has. Of course he has. He loves Poulter. He is a big Poulter fan. Yes. Again, you just never know. That sort of pairing is so much experience there, isn't there? You just wonder whether they've got that super low round in them. You know, not being the longest. Oh no. Dad said he's in the chat before you. Oh no.
Well, perhaps it's a good omen then.
Perhaps it is. We can only take it as a good omen at this point, can't we? We can't take it as anything else at this point. So that's good. Have we got any other picks coming in at present?
Nothing in there at the minute.
Nothing in there. If you're watching this back, feel free to put your picks in the comments there so we can see who you are. Obviously, if you are one of the Patreons, put it in our group chat so we can get your picks in there. We did have another pick on the group chat earlier. I believe Kieran sent his picks in, and I think we had picks from Dommy Rowe and Marcus Lee in the comments as well.
Dommy Rowe was Burns and Horschel.
Yeah.
And English and Kuchar.
Okay, good.
And then Marcus was English and Kuchar and Lee and Snedeker.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Do we have
Just trying to go through the Patreon.
Yeah,
so
Kieran.
Kieran's was Jason Kokrak, Kevin Na,
Okay.
and Day and Leishman.
I think we've sort of.
They're all going to hate this when they see what I've picked.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So that, you know, you would expect in a small field like this, lots of people hedging their bets. We should have at least, you know, we should pick the winner between us. You know, if we have our usual sort of 15 to 18 picks of people, if everyone, you know, the regulars keep picking, then you would expect that, you know, with 12 pairs in the field, that we should hopefully between us somebody get the winner, or a good few people getting the winners, which then makes it interesting for that second pairing. You know, if you get first and second, all of a sudden there's a massive bonus.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So good, excellent. So I think we're pretty much there for this evening. We don't like to keep the preview show too long, unless there's obviously any questions anybody wants. So if you've got any questions, put them in the chat. And while we wait for some questions, Adam, have you got anything exciting going on this weekend other than recovering from being ill?
No, nothing terribly exciting this week. Obviously, on major countdown to said day that's Christmas Day, where a certain little person could arrive or should arrive.
Yes.
They were all on tenterhooks this end, so like that's literally it. Just trying to get some teaching done, and obviously winding down in terms of school.
Yes.
We've got our last coaching session together tomorrow.
Thursday. Yeah.
What's the day? Yeah,
Tuesday
Thursday.
today. Yeah.
So that's the last one for that term. It's been nice to obviously do some coaching together.
Yeah, it's been loads.
Get those courses going, so that's been good. We've got the last one of that, and then winding down for Christmas and trying to stay warm. And then we've got a game on the 17th, haven't we?
Yes, yeah, we've got a game at Newmarket on the 17th, which will be good fun. Are we playing together? Have you heard? Have you managed to pull any strings?
No, I think we're pro-am format, I believe.
Okay.
So I've got a team each.
Oh, a whole team.
Nice.
So it's a team of 4, is it? Okay.
Yeah, best 2 of 4. Like, I'm not playing for a score.
No.
It's December.
No, exactly. Let's go have a smash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Well, I could.
There's potential for multiple layers at this point.
I think if it's anything like today, it'll be multiple layers, and we might only play 9 holes.
How Cole was coaching today.
It's grim, wasn't it?
I got in after I did 2.5 hours straight this morning, and I literally couldn't feel my hands.
Yeah, it was miserable, wasn't it? With the wind was in the wrong direction. It was actually coming in the teaching bay. Like straight in the teaching bay. So it was like you open the door and then the wind and the rain comes in. So it was like, no, we're just going to shut that down for the rest of the day. I'm just going to teach everybody into the net into the screen with the Skytrack and the old GC2 on, and that's going to be it. Sorry, I'm not opening the door today. It's horrid.
Put the heating on. Let's go.
Exactly. Good. So I think we're there pretty much. Ryan's put his picks in the chat. I think there's probably a little bit of a delay in the feed from what we're doing to what everyone else is seeing, I would guess. But that's all that's left to say, really. Thank you, everyone, for joining in, as you always do with the previous show. It's super loads of fun. Couple more weeks, and then we've got a bit of a break, haven't we?
Yeah, so a little bit of a break in a couple of weeks. Just obviously, as always, guys, thank you to the Patreons that support us, the channel, and everything we do. We are so appreciative to
Massively.
you guys. Love all the chat and everything that goes along with it, and the interaction. So hopefully we'll see a few of you in the months to come.
Yes.
We're going to have a little bit of a tour about and see a couple of you guys. I know, obviously, Simon, you've been to see James, so we're going to get out and about and see you guys, but we do really appreciate your support. Yes,
let's just get some small people into the world, and then we can look to the next stage.
Gotta keep planning.
Exactly. Good. Right. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.